The one thing that I absolutely cannot stand is when I'm taken out of context and somebody tries to weaponize it and use it against me. Let's get to it. To give you guys somewhat of an idea, I'm not going to go into complete details. We'll just say that there are people out there who took something that I said and turned it into just said the entire paranormal field is a fraud, which I never, ever said. Never even came out of my mouth. What I said, my opinions, my beliefs were taken and weaponized. On purpose, I believe. And of course, yeah, I want to say something about it. To say that I'm upset about it, that's a big fucking understatement. Now, this is the stream that I did where I was actually reacting to Horror of Horror, Carla, her video. Her video, Scratch, Fake by Association, Horror of Horror. Now, obviously, in the video, I did not agree with Guilty by Association and a lot of things that she said in the video, and I gave my opinion like I'm allowed to. Now, allegedly, I said this at the 38-minute mark, that the whole paranormal field was a fraud. I'm going to start this video at the 34-minute mark, and let's see what I said. I want to make sure that before I allegedly say this, that we get some context as to what I was talking about, other gadgets and stuff like that. And he knows how we feel about it, but we're not going to tell Harley, you can't use that because we don't believe in it. It doesn't matter who we investigate with. You know, we have to try to meet in the middle, right? We have to try to, work together. So if somebody wants to bust out the spirit box, they likely already know how I feel about it. I'm not going to pay much attention to it. But I'm not going to sit there and ruin somebody's investigation by not letting them, use whatever it is that they want to use. Like Dawson and the music box. Look, I don't buy into the whole music box thing, but that's something that Dawson likes to use, and I won't tell him he can't use it. I don't care if Dawn and I had paid for the entire investigation and we invite somebody and they want to use that stuff, I'm going to let them. But I'm just going to make it clear that I don't use this stuff. I don't buy into it. So just because people are using apps and other devices that, it doesn't mean that they're fake. They do believe. And that's just the way it is. And I'm sure there are people out there who don't like the way I investigate. They probably think that I'm doing it wrong or whatever. And, it is what it is. When it comes to, the spirit box, Don and I, we've used it. Try not to. The only time we'll really use it if nothing is going on and everything's dead, and we just give it a shot for a little while. Or if that's the claim, if we're told that people are getting a lot of stuff coming through a spirit box, then yeah, we're going to go ahead and test the claim. We're going to look into the claim. Doesn't mean anybody's faking or anything like that. I do understand too that, a lot of it is, people hearing radio stations come through. It's not a response or anything like that. Or they think they hear something and they're trying to connect the dots, with the location that they're at and the stories. But again, that doesn't mean that they're. I mean, so far, what I'm saying isn't wrong. Faking anything. Believe me, if somebody's faking a spirit box session, it's obvious as hell, like real obvious. And I can point to quite a few channels out there where I'm like, this is bullshit. There's no way this is coming through. But we have to remember, just because people use those things, it doesn't mean they're faking anything or anything like that. It's just, that's what they believe. And we have to be very honest here, guys. The entire paranormal field is based on belief. There's no facts in the paranormal. It's all belief. And the whole paranormal thing started as a scam in the first place. It was fraud in the first place when spiritualism came to be. Okay. I still didn't say the paranormal field's a fraud. It was based on bullshit. People, oh, hey, the Fox sisters, and a lot of other people who got into the whole spiritualism and talking to ghosts and shit like that. It wasn't real to begin with. And something that let me stop that. Yeah, with the Fox sisters claiming that they were communicating with ghosts and stuff like that. No, they got busted. They were faking. They were frauding people. What's wrong with what I said there? I didn't say the paranormal field is a fraud. I had, said that Carla, while Dawn and I were on the phone, we're like, our field is based on scam, fraud. And here we are. Look at what we're doing. Right. And again, where am I wrong? Where am I wrong? I mean, again, some of the most notable people way back when spiritualism was really popping, getting started, so on, there were a lot of people out there who were scamming and frauding people. I mean, it happens. It happens now. And yeah, and here we are. Because it still happens. But again, we have to be careful about who we call fake. All right, moving on. There's more I had to say, but I'm okay. I'm just gonna stop it right there. Here we have the Fox sisters. We have a little bit of information here about the Fox sisters. I mean, this was at the beginning. This whole spiritualism thing basically gave birth to the paranormal field. And of course, the Fox sisters, yeah, they got busted for faking. They were frauding people. Women are actually really embedded in spiritualism. We have here, for some time, spiritualism was the only way women were allowed to speak in public. And it goes on to say more. Just trying to keep this video as short as possible.
Some notable frauds in early spiritualism include the Fox sisters, who confessed in 1888 that their spirit rapping was a hoax, using joint cracking tricks to deceive audiences. Mina Crandon, known as Marjorie, faked ectoplasm with animal liver and other props in the 1920s, exposed by researchers like Walter Franklin Prince. Anne Odelia Distabar was jailed for 6 months after her seance tricks were debunked by a magician in the late 19th century. The Davenport brothers used stage magic for their spirit cabinet acts, exposed in the 1860s. William H. Mumler also scammed people with fake spirit photographs, capitalizing on the era's photography craze. It was a wild time for cons.
Was spiritualism based on a scam and fraud?
Not entirely, but it had its share of scams. Spiritualism started in 1848 with the Fox sisters, whose spirit communications were later admitted to be faked with joint cracking sounds. Many jumped on the bandwagon, like Mina Crandon and the Davenport brothers, using tricks, ectoplasm fakes, rigged seances to con grieving people. But some believers, like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, were genuine in their faith, seeking real connections with the dead. Fraud was rampant because the era's tech and gullibility made it easy to exploit. Yet spiritualism also tapped into sincere human curiosity about the afterlife. It's a mix, part hustle, part hope.
Even during the Civil War, it was rampant with people going to alleged psychic mediums or whoever they could to see if they could contact their loved one who died during the war. And there was a lot of fraudulent and scamming going on during the Civil War.
Absolutely. During the Civil War, it was widespread. People flocked to psychic mediums, hoping to contact loved ones killed in battle. The grief was immense, and fraudsters took advantage, using tricks like fake spirit photos or rigged seances. Scammers like William H. Mumler profited off manipulated images, while others used sleight of hand and seances to mimic spirit activity, preying on vulnerable families. It was a dark side of that era's spiritualism boom, driven by sorrow and loss. Want me to dig deeper into any specific scam from that time?
Sure, why not?
Great. Let's look at one big example. William H. Mumler. During the Civil War, he became famous for spirit photography, claiming he could capture images of deceased loved ones alongside the living. People mourning lost soldiers paid him well for these photos. His most famous scam was a photo of Mary Todd Lincoln with the ghost of Abraham Lincoln, created after the president's death in 1865. Mumler used double exposure techniques, exposing the same plate twice to layer images, but got caught when skeptics noticed reused backgrounds and living people appearing as spirits. He was tried for fraud in 1869, but acquitted due to lack of hard evidence. Still, he kept scamming for years. Want more details on another fraudster or scam type from that period?
While we're at it, why not? Go for it.
All right, let's talk about the Davenport brothers next. During the Civil War, Ira and William Davenport ran a spirit cabinet act, claiming spirits moved objects while they were tied up inside a wooden box during seances. They performed across the North, capitalizing on the war's grief. Families paid to see proof of the afterlife, hoping to hear from fallen soldiers. In reality, the brothers used stage magic. They were skilled at slipping ropes, hiding accomplices, and manipulating props like bells to create noises, all while supposedly bound. Exposed multiple times in the 1860s, including by magicians who recreated their tricks, they still made a fortune. Want me to keep going with another fraud, or focus on something specific from this era?
Let's keep going.
Okay, let's move to Anna Eva Faye, another Civil War era fraudster. She was a medium who claimed to channel spirits during seances, often for families desperate to contact soldiers killed in battle. Starting in the 1860s, Faye used tricks like hidden wires and fake hands to produce spirit effects, like moving objects or writing messages in dim light. She'd bind herself loosely to seem restrained, fooling audiences. Her craft was so slick, she toured widely, but magicians like Harry Houdini later exposed her methods, showing how she manipulated props and exploited grief. The era's sorrow made these scams all too easy. Want to hear about another con artist, or dive deeper into seance tricks?
Let's hear about another.
Sure, let's talk about Charles Foster. During and after the Civil War, he gained fame for producing pellet readings and seances, where spirits supposedly wrote messages on paper pellets. Grieving families, hoping to hear from lost soldiers, paid for these sessions. Foster used sleight of hand to switch blank pellets with pre-written ones, often containing vague messages tailored to the audience's hopes. He also faked spirit voices and physical manifestations, like rapping sounds, using accomplices or hidden devices. By the late 1860s, skeptics exposed his tricks, but he kept performing for years, exploiting the era's mourning. Want another fraudster or more on seance scams?
Give us another fraudster.
Okay, let's look at Pascal Beverly Randolph. During and after the Civil War, he claimed to be a clairvoyant medium who could contact spirits, drawing in people desperate to reach loved ones lost in the war. Randolph sold magic mirrors and crystal balls, saying they'd let clients see or communicate with the dead. He used vague predictions and psychological manipulation to seem legit. But skeptics, including other spiritualists, called out his lack of evidence and shady sales tactics in the 1860s. His cons thrived on the era's grief and fascination with the occult. Want another example or details on a specific scam technique?
Nope, all good, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need anything else.
I totally forgot that the app was still running. But this is one of many things that have been taken out of context, weaponized to be used against me, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it at all. I never said at any point in time that the entire paranormal field was a fraud. That's a false statement. Qualifies as defamation. Don't be leaving any kind of nasty comments or anything like that, because it'll only add fuel to the fire. But I wanted to do this video because it needed to be pointed out. And I know they're going to watch this, and I honestly don't care. I really don't care. I don't like to be taken out of context. And as I already mentioned, there were a few other things that were sent to me that were taken out of context that I'm absolutely pissed off about. I have a right to voice my opinion. I have that right. And I'm not going to let anybody, I don't care who it is, I'm not going to let anybody silence me. That shit ain't happening. If I honestly believed that the entire paranormal field was a fraud, I wouldn't have anything to do with it. And I would outright say it. But I don't believe the entire field is a fraud or even a scam. Is there fraud? Absolutely. Are there scams going on? Absolutely. We see it all the time. We see it with people claiming to be psychic mediums. We see it with certain individuals who claim that they're speaking to a dead celebrity through a radio or a goddamn shitty DR60. We see it with teams on YouTube going to people's homes, telling them that they have a demon in their house, scaring the hell out of these people, and not resolving anything. Just throwing it out there on YouTube, putting on a complete bullshit show, and making money off of it. So yes, it happens. We see it all the time. With that, I'm done ranting. I just wanted to point that out. They're going to see this, and I'm sure they'll probably try to weaponize this as well. Let them. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Till the next one.